Welcome back to the podcast. I feel like, I don't know, I got off track. I don't know what happened. Whatever. The last few weeks, it was not what I intended the podcast to be when I first started it. So we're getting back to the bullshit. Not that I'm bullshit, but we're going to talk about some bullshit today. So get ready for that because we're going to talk about the 100K mastermind. You heard that right. You actually heard me right. Now, you might be like, you got to be shitting me because that's what I think every single time, every time that I see this, because I'm like, are you for real right now? This cannot be a thing, but it's a thing. 100% is a thing. And I'm not going to say any names. I'm not going to tell you who does this. You can look it up. It'll be clear. There are much more than one, unfortunately. And it is, I almost don't have words, but clearly I have words because we're doing a podcast about it. So I have words and I have thoughts, and I really want to hear yours after this. So please message me the things after you listen because I need to know. I need to know after this what what your thoughts and opinions and all the things are. So the 100K mastermind. Now, so often, well, I shouldn't say so often. There are different ways that I've seen this marketed. And in any way that I've seen it, I personally, you may have a different opinion, and that's fine. We can totally disagree. That's totally fine. But personally, I think it's completely ridiculous. I think it's totally ridiculous and like absolute craziness that this is the thing, especially because some of them are marketed to entrepreneurs just starting. Tell me why. I have my theories, but like, how does that make any sense? You are essentially trying to get your business off the ground. You're just trying to start things. You are like trying to figure this shit out. And that's hard enough alone. Where the fuck are you getting $100,000 to spend on a mastermind? And like that, I'm sorry. It's just that's not going to be the thing that does it. It's just not for a lot of reasons, which we'll go into, but it's so that part of it is so inappropriate to me. It's beyond crazy that it is marketed to anyone starting their business when you've never made money. And I know that there are people out there that have paid this and not yet made anything in their business. And I'm just like, and I don't think that they're dumb. I don't like, it's not anything like that. I get why it happens. And we'll talk about that as well, because I haven't done it, but I get that part. The, what just grosses me out and the part that I have such an issue with, but I also see why they do it, is the fact that it even exists. The fact that we even have to have this conversation right now is mind blowing. The fact that there is that a $100,000 mastermind exists. And I mean, there are different lengths of them. It depends which one it is. Sometimes they're for a year, sometimes they're for less. Like it really depends. And what what you'll get out of them is different. A set like what they say you'll get out of it is different depending on the one. My theory on it is, I mean, for many of them, it's essentially a way to pay to play. Because if you are able to put down $100,000, and I mean, you can get that in a number of different ways, I guess, but if you're able to do that, it's going to be people with money. I sure as shit don't have $100,000 lying around that I can do that. Even if it's broken up into payment plans, I don't have that. There's no fucking way. There is no way. And I am going to say this, my husband would lose his absolute mind if I did that. And I know people have issues with that, and it's like, oh, he shouldn't get a say. I'm sorry. If I spent $100,000, if he spent $100,000 on something and like didn't tell me, no, I would be real fucking mad. And we both know that of each other, so it like would not happen. But this is insanity. Like this is not, I feel like this is not a normal thing. I just don't understand it. But marketing it to people who are just starting out in their business makes zero sense. Zero sense. Now, people that are doing this obviously are doing it to make money. Clearly, that is the objective. But you do not need to pay these outrageous amounts in order to have a business or to quote unquote make moves in your business or to like do whatever quantum leap and like whatever the fuck they're going to tell you you're going to do in these things. No, flat out, just like, no, that's not going to happen. I will say right now, that's not going to fucking happen. It's not. This shit is absolutely wild. And it's the thing that's going to happen. And you can see it over and over again. You're going to be out a lot of money and likely disappointed at the end, likely feeling bad because you spent that and feeling bad because you feel like now you shouldn't have done it. And you probably feel like maybe you didn't, because a lot of these are like, well, you just didn't manifest then hard enough, or like some crazy ass shit like that. No, like none of it connects, none of it makes sense. This is not business. That is not how business works. It's not paying to play. That is not how you build a business. Paying, like, you can pay to be in bigger rooms and network with people and meet people. Sure, if you want to do that, go right ahead. But to build a business, that's not how it works. Like, it's just flat out not how it freaking works. And it is so insane to me that these people continue to have these containers. I also don't like that word. There's like so many things I could go on about this, but that's fine. These things that are so outrageously outpriced, and it's meant to make you think that if you pay this amount, that's what's going to get you to the next level. Like that's your guaranteed shot up to business stardom or like what. That's not how this shit works. Point blank, period, not how it works. It's it's unreal. And when you really look at it, the reason why it looks like it's working for the people that are getting paid that is because they're getting a bunch of people to pay them that. And therefore they're making a lot of money off of it. Like I just I don't know. feel like it's just the time to start saying these things because I don't know, it's obvious, but at the same time, I know that marketing gets people sucked into this shit, and then you get it in your head that this is the thing that you need. This has got to be it. This has got to be the thing that's going to work. Or you're just starting out and you see all of these, like, you know, luxury things, and you see all the grand whatever they're flashing and like, look at me lifestyle, and you could have this, and all you have to do is, but that's not all you have to do. That's the big key here. That's not all you have to do. There's so much that goes into it. You have to build an actual business to get there. And I mean, unless you're willing to do the same thing, is the caveat, I suppose. But I don't think that a lot of people listening to this podcast are wanting to do that. And it really, it's, it's interesting that so much of this sticks around and keeps happening. And I think it's starting to change a little bit, but more people need to actually say something about it. And I've been told before, I've been told actually multiple times that instead of like speaking up about it or saying anything, that instead I should just stick to, showing what I can provide and whatever, showing the benefits of what I do. And that's great and fine. And I do all of that. I do all of that. But also, I think that there is hugely something to be said about bringing awareness to these kind of things, because the only way that this kind of bullshittery is going to end is if we actually talk about it, because otherwise it's just perpetuated and it continues. And, it's kind of talked about behind the scenes, and we have these conversations going on behind closed doors, so to say, but no one's actually saying anything. And so it continues. But everyone, well, most people are actually thinking that, it shouldn't be happening. But then you have people that are investing in it because no one's saying anything, or they're thinking that other people are investing in it because that's the thing that you have to do. And it's not. It is 100,000%, 100,000, 100K, not 100K, not. Like these masterminds, you know, it's not the thing. And so often it comes up and you'll see these promoted, and even the support in them, and things are just very questionable. Many times there's not even one-on-one support. Like, what are you truly getting out of this? These are these are the kind of things that I really question, because, well, I think that we should. We should be questioning this, and you should be questioning this all of the time. When you go to invest in anyone, you should be questioning this, but especially at that level. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, unless I don't even know. I don't know what the amount. would be that would be appropriate to be making to invest that. Like I don't think I can put a number on that, but it's definitely not when you're starting your business. And this whole concept of that's what you need to do in order to, you know, quantum leap and make it to the big time of business and whatever else is not real. Like, that's not reality. That's not what you need to do. You need to have actual, strategies in place that are right for your business. Support is one thing. Yes, I do think that support is very beneficial, obviously, but there is no way that you need to pay that much for it. That is just totally crazy, crazy out of line. And like I said, the other thing with this is like, if you have invested a lot, this isn't like a thing where you should feel bad because I know many people, myself included, have invested in things where we're like, fuck, I shouldn't have done that. Like, that wasn't worth it. And it's not something where you need to feel bad about it or feel, whatever. It happened. And now it's time to like move on from that. It was unfortunate, but there's so many things that play into it. And a lot of time it's good marketing. And sometimes the marketing and the services that you actually get do not match up. And we're going to talk about that in another episode also. But I don't think that you need to, you know, start being hard on yourself or anything because of that. There's so many people that have done this and have, regretted or figured out that it wasn't actually a good investment. But I mean, you just move forward from it. There's nothing you can do about it now. So it's not like this is nothing to shame anyone if you have invested in a 100K mastermind. I would like to know what your experience was in it, just out of curiosity, because I think that that would be interesting. And I'm not going to like blast it all over the place, but unless you wanted to actually come on and talk about it, but um, it just isn't, even when you really think about this, do you hear anyone coming out and talking about, oh, hey, the 100K mastermind that I was in, that's what did it for me? I haven't. Maybe there are people. You can show me if there are. I don't know. Um, but those are kind of my thoughts on that. And I would love to hear what you think about the 100K mastermind. It sounds like it's like almost far-fetched, but you can search it. They are there. There are multiple, unfortunately, of them. And I have a feeling that they won't be going away too soon. Although the FTC has said that they are going to crack down on things, so maybe. Because I feel like that would be the one. That'd probably be the one to be like, yeah, no, probably don't do that anymore. Um, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So you can let me know what your thoughts are on the 100K mastermind. And if you have ever invested in one, let me know. Let me know what your experience was. I would like to hear. And if you have another topic that you would like me to talk about some BS that we see in the online industry, let me know. I have another few coming up and some more guests. So get ready for that. And that is it. If you are on YouTube, like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one.